Hi, darling. I will obey when you ask me not to blow up your phone, because I love you. But it sucks, man, because I was ready to go. I really need rehab because Sunday night. Well, by the way, last Sunday she called me over. The old hag called me over. The old fag hag, who I've known since September 8th. Called me over because Jonna came home from the hospital with meth and methadone in her system. They're both heroin addicts. They're both recovering heroin addicts. She's been a heroin addict since she's 28. And I always talk about, she doesn't like me when I repeat myself, but like my lawyer told me, Michael Pham told me, and that one day you came over, she was on the phone with Michael Pham for half an hour. I would rather been dumpster diving with you than hang out with her, but I'm trying to help her, And you said one time, like, you love her. Like, I do, And she's taught me a lot about the spoken word and about don't tell people that you have money in your pocket because then the mooches come around. Like, you call Miguel a mooch, and I'm a mooch too. And you said once, like, these last 5 years in the group, I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna be crazy or stupid, and you're right, because I was happy when I got to the stats, and I had spent 2 weeks quality father son time with my dad, and I'm sorry you lost your dad at like the other day. You said he was 49 or 47. That's fucked up. And Greg Turetsky said that he molested you. Greg's not stupid. He's really smart. He's just kind of an asshole. I still owe Greg like I don't know, $300 or something. He didn't want to see me again, but I know he's at the apartment complex at Kirby and Westheimer, which reminds me. I always tell people the story about Jude. I was on the bus stop waiting for her, and she has this funny story about getting out of a ticket, being pulled over by almost giving the constable a blowjob, but she didn't do it, and then her friend picks her up. So I'm thinking like she'll be here soon, but I ride the bus back to like around Lamar. This security guard flashes his piece at me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, I always get nervous, but I'm not nervous in my neighborhood anymore. Remember, like the neighbor or whatever, the neighbor boy, and Dave tells me not to deal with him anymore. But Dave's gonna get a carton of Marlboro Reds because I owe him like 7 packs. And when I had money once, I came home with like 3 packs and gave it to him. But I came here on February 19th. I got off the bus from, you could call it rehab because I had your meth pipe in my left sock, and you were saying like in front of Teardrop that you don't need to go to rehab because you can walk it off, and also you don't need Solemn, and that's why I say it's to you. You don't need Solemn. You just you can do it alone. You're a loner like me. Like Manir said, you're a cool kid or whatever, but you're you know. And I'm serious when I say, dude, I'll just say it again, and I'll stop saying it. But I would have your baby, You and Manir could raise him. I don't. I'm kind of I'm kind of sick of life, but I'll probably live to be 100. But my dad, I was telling my dad he'll live to be 95, but I hate my stepmother, And she sent me shoes, which I have here. They're 9.5 shoes, a little tight. My dad, I did a video FaceTime with him, And he's like, you paint your nails, He's like, I'm like, fuck you, you asshole. He likes Trump and like the old president in Brazil, Bolsonaro. Is the slang for a faggot is a bichus, which means insect. My dad's homophobic, transphobic, racist. And when I told him that the new owner's black, he's like, "Shut up, I don't care." He is racist. When we came to this country, he'd always say like, This is so dirty. It looks like a black person's house here. If things are dirty or disorganized." But his house is worth $400,000, and he built that house. And Jennifer wanted me to sell her house, but see, people go, they want something, and then they guess what happened on Sunday? I missed my stop. I end up at Octapharma Plasma, and that's where it's the only place I've done plasma. And my dad's stupid. I did it when I was 19 once, but then the long time passed. I'm already 49. He says you'll get an infection. Like, they know what they're doing. But you know what? When I went to the Texas Medical Center, Memorial Hermann, they were fucking up all the time, dude. I told them I jumped out of a tree like 6 feet, and I lacerated an artery. And I remember, I made a video of it too because nobody wants to help you with it. But Gabriella, the gay guy, remember, I thought you would be happy that I met some cool guy. But I'm so sorry that I just busted in on you and got you kicked out or whatever. But you're also doing funny stuff too, like putting that. You're asking me to put the. And I admitted to Dexter. So I asked Dexter today, or when he was taking me to Bel Air Behavioral. If your wife, he's not married. Like, Princeton's not married, and Catherine Sortman said they have 2 kids out of wedlock. They're, I'm not going to use the N word against within in his presence or whatever, but they're unrespectable niggers. You don't like that word either. I know that you're an open-hearted person and want to love everybody, and I'm the same way too. But you can't save everybody, and that's what Jennifer has taught me. Anyway, Coon is asleep, but he's been asleep for 2 days. But basically, Dexter was saying like, if you make a drug run for Coon, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, I'll kick you out. Basically, he's saying, but but then I don't keep track of things. Like he saw beer cans. Patterson saw beer cans, and my first roommate Kevin was really awesome. You met Kevin, and remember he was really moochy. He wanted some ice and stuff like that. And me, you, and Jeremiah were smoking ice on October 5th, 2021, and I jumped out of the window. But I didn't tell Patterson that. I said I'd hopped a fence, But now, and my dad wouldn't give me Patterson's number. Daryl the nigger got $150 in January. Michael Borky got 100, but I like Mike, Mike. And Mike slapped me twice because I graffitied the countertop table. And I tell this all to Dave, the manager. Dave and I are getting along. I'm making coffee right now for him. And that was just my job since I got here. But he blamed me for, I don't know if I did it or he did it, but... And Dexter got mad because the coffee maker, one of us threw away the permanent filter in it. And I thought you were so amazing. Like, you just need to be mellow with me a little bit because I get nervous because I can't perform for you, But you find you found 3 pairs of shoes and at Mason's Gold, we got like $40 or whatever it was. And that's my favorite pawn shop. And Keith, is my boy there, I'm not racist or whatever. I know we're all different tribes. And one time he said, I think we're smarter than them. Because we are, and that's my dad's theory of race, is that, the black man at the equator, and he left an Italian woman 8 years his senior, and I still don't know what happened to her. But when we had lunch like 12 or 16 Mondays ago at La Mangiano, Jennifer was supposed to come, and she didn't want to come, and so I rode my bike, and I was late, because I fucking talked to everybody on the way, and drink beer on the way, and whatever. A little bit. I don't drink that much anymore, because, and John said, I'm proud of you, you're not... you never drink too much. But one time at Jennifer's house, I told Jennifer last Sunday she's the worst alcoholic I've ever met. But one time I drank like 8 bushes. But she sent me to the store to get 18. I never understood it. She's a businesswoman. She wants receipts. And she also, like me, she writes down she writes a lot of stuff down in her journal. But she was really super pissed at me when I partied with you never met this guy, but Wheelchair Jason is a 44-year-old guy, really smart guy. Like Ricardo Grande passed away in here. He was my friend. I would walk him to the dispensary, but he had a walker. He had a stroke like 2 years ago. Basically, when I first met him, though, I thought he's retarded. He's not. It's like the stroke. So stroke is fucked up. And part of your brain loses its function, and then all of a sudden you can't talk. And that's what I told my dad. I was trying to help my dad quit smoking. When I was a kid, he has discipline. That's why he believes in the military. He's like, he thinks you need the military to get discipline. And he thinks that I'll go to jail if I go to Brazil, if I get deported. And back in January, when I got in trouble for the terroristic threat, and I did not say that I was going to blow up the hospital. I didn't say that. Right, Coon? His code name is Coon because when you wake him up, this is 8-minute video now. When you wake him up, his eyes pop up. And he's really cute. But he's like me. We both lose things. He lost a $10 bill. Now it's been 2 days or something, but it was on the back portion. I'm trying to get him to follow the rules, which is like the lighter goes in the drawer in the kitchen. So Dexter Stewart is a firefighter / paramedic, and he just showed up and left. I thought, I had to clean my room, I have to do this and that, but I smoked my last cigar on the back porch, and then I came in, and Dave said he came and went. When I asked him if he paid him, he didn't answer, but I'm pissed off because, and that's why I told my dad, please pay Michael Borky $500 because he lost his $500 salary. Imagine if that was your job, and I don't know why you don't live in a group home or in the Sherman house. But I know you want your privacy. I know you hate your picture being taken. I'm so sorry I did that, but you look so cute sometimes. And at the Walgreens, you hit me at Deltoid 25 times, but I deserved it. And this is like, Michael slapped me because I graffitied the countertop table. I deserved it. But Daryl, dude, would get in my face. One time he came to watch Knoxville. I've been free of that nigger for like a year and a half. But at Sunbeam is where I met Coon, where I met Matthew Vasquez, my best friend for the last 2 years, who went off to El Paso, like in I think December 17th. He always moved fast. You know how to repeat myself. It didn't bother him that much. He said, "Christian, yeah, you told me that." What? Huh? No, I'm gonna go to the store and get some. I have $1. I'm gonna get 5 shows.
You're going to the store and get some?
Yes, right now. Because I'm talking to Natalie. I'm making a video for her.